And we welcome you to Blues Game Day Live alongside Joe Vitale, Darren Pang here at Enterprise Center in downtown beautiful St. Louis. It's getting a little cold, it'll get a little chilly. But there's some good news on the horizon, Joe Vitale. This is the 4,000th game in the history of the St. Louis Blues, and the captain is going to return. Alex Pietrangelo, yesterday, both power play units, working alongside a regular shift. So look forward to the return of Alex Pietrangelo. I know he loves these battles against Sidney Crosby in Pittsburgh.
I know it's going to be a great one tonight. Pietrangelo back, 4,000th game. Red Berenson dropping the puck, anniversary of his 6th goal anniversary, and Heritage Blue. We haven't seen the Heritage Blue.
No, we haven't.
Man, I feel like weeks, months. It's been a while.
Maybe Red's going to go out there and skate with the Heritage Blue.
I know we could use some
with the old
goals.
CCM bucket that he used to wear.
And we could use some of those goals.
A powerful player. Good two-way player. Really good two-way player.
We could use a couple. It's going to be a fun night. A lot going on at the Enterprise Center here.
Nice feeling, too, on Joe, that there's a little bit of confidence going on around the Blues. And I know that they've tried to maintain an even keel, even throughout the bad times that began the season and held their head up high. But you can tell, and we can both tell when things are going well or they're not going well. But you walk around that room, and I think there's a little bit of jump to them right now, and that's really great to see.
There is. There's great energy, and talking to the guys a little bit yesterday, there's a good feeling post-Christmas. And, watching the game from up top a couple nights ago, I don't know about you, I'm interested to see what it felt like on the bench. But from up top, there really was no sense of panic in that first period. For me and what I saw, Buffalo had that push. Jake was looking very good, very calm, poised in that net, making those just saves look very easy as he does when he's on. And there was no panic. It just seemed like the Blues were going to turn this lull around. They're going to figure it out, and they did in the second period, and they were going to win this game. And I can't say that was the feeling a month ago or 2 months ago, but I don't know how it felt on the bench.
Well, I think it was a period in which they didn't break, which was good news. They got timely saved by Jake, which they really needed on that 2-on-1 break where Rasmus Dahlin snuck in behind everybody, and you could hear the thud of that puck hitting that left pad, and I think the whole building went, ooh, and that was a confident builder. So they didn't play a great first period, turned the puck over a ton of times through the neutral zone, and you could tell they were getting wearing on them and getting frustrated because they couldn't get it to another gear. But with those saves, they maintained a 0-0 game, and as a player, you've got confidence in what's going on behind you. Now you're going to get going. So the adjustment in the second period was very good. The second and third period was excellent, but we're going to see a different animal here tonight against the Pittsburgh Penguins. These players, what kind of championship pedigree they have. What are going to be some of the difficulties in this game here tonight against Sid and Evgeny Malkin, and their middle ice is pretty darn good.
Yeah, it is. I think that you look at just comparing the two games, Buffalo to tonight. You look at that Buffalo game, you had that Skinner line. That's the one line you had to really key up on. Tonight, the Blues are going to be facing a lot more depth. Yeah. You have Sidney Crosby on the one line. You have Evgeny Malkin on the second line. You have Phil Kessel on the third line. I mean, just points spread out throughout this entire lineup. So it's not going to be a situation where you're going to have Colton Parayko and Joel Edmondson just shutting down one line. You're going to have them shutting down the Crosby line. Then you're going to have Pietrangelo shutting down the Malkin line at times. And you're going to have this bottom pair shutting down the third line that's very good as well. So offensive, high-octane team. They come with pace. They come with speed, extreme skill, great power play. You want to stay disciplined tonight. It's going to be a big test.
Comforting, though, looking at what Doug Armstrong did to begin this season. We all raved about, especially the top three center icemen, not knowing exactly what the fourth line was going to be, but the Barbashev line with Sundqvist, coaching staff will gladly have them against a top line. But let's go to the top three. In a game like this, you've got, let's say, Schenn against Crosby. And then you've got O'Reilly against Malkin, if you want to go that way. And then you've got Tyler Bozak, who's that's what he was brought in for, is to be a solid two-way centerman. And that line is cooking right now. So here we are. We're entering a game against, really one of the more dynamic teams in the league, even though their record hasn't shown it. And we're going, okay, this is what this team's been set up for.
Right.
It's a good feeling.
It is. It's a great feeling. And I think that you're looking at two teams that struggled earlier on in this season, and both teams are really starting to find their groove.
Yeah, they are.
I think it's going to be a fun test. And just to touch up on this Bozak line really quick, because people have been talking a lot about it. They're scoring good goals, but I like the way they're scoring goals. They're not scoring perimeter goals where they're putting it bar down. I mean, you look at that Robert Thomas goal. It was kind of a scurry goal where Hutton just let it slip behind him. Pat Maroon right at the back door as Robert Thomas takes it to the net. I believe it was a couple games ago where Robert Thomas, I believe we were in Edmonton, at the game-winning goal when Pat Maroon ended up scoring it. All the refs were trying to figure out on the replay what was going on. They're getting those dirty goals. And I was talking to Robert Thomas a bit yesterday about it, and he loves playing with Pat Maroon. He's starting to figure him out a little bit. He's like, I'm learning just to get the puck to the net because that's where he's going to be, and that's where his strength is. Robert Thomas was saying, I used to love playing in the corners, but I kept running into the big rig. And that's a battle I'm not going to win anymore. No. And he's learning just to put it in the corner.
Get away from the corners when Big Patty Maroon is already there.
Let the big dog eat.
Yeah.
Find some spots and spaces, other places, and then I think that's one of the reasons why this line's been so good.
Okay, let's move to the special teams here. The Pittsburgh Penguins on the road. Their power play on the road is only 27.1%. Fourth best, and their penalty kill is first in the NHL. But I did notice that while they're on the power play, they give up a ton of shorthanded goals. The Blues, I think in a game like this, can be pretty aggressive on that PK if they end up getting in the box.
Oh, yeah, and especially with Oscar Sundqvist and Barbashev, two guys that
they get chances.
They can get lightning rods underneath them. They can really, I mean, especially Sundqvist. I don't know what you've seen, but my goodness, he's been playing with so much speed lately. If you get him going, you have Chris Letang on the backhand. He's going to be the quarterback tonight on the power play for the Penguins.
I didn't think he was that fast.
He's pretty good. With that teeth, it's like aerodynamic. It cuts through the ice so well.
I love it though. Huh? He's such an enjoyable guy, and but he plays hard. He plays competitive, and his skating doesn't look like he's fast. Like if I wasn't sitting there between the benches, I wouldn't know that he had that giddy up and go, but he absolutely does. Some guys do it in different ways.
He does.
And I think that's why he's endeared himself to these guys, because every shift he's out there, he's competitive.
Right.
And I think he's dragged Barbashev into it, and the coaching staff has obviously relied on him. Listen, let's move ahead because they've been getting some ice time. Think it's a game like this where Craig Berube leans towards those top two, though, and gets them out on the ice just a little bit more in this game? You know Crosby's going to be out there a lot. Malkin's going to be out there a lot.
I think that Craig Berube, he touched on it a little bit yesterday. He said, as a coach, your job is to find out who's going.
Yeah.
And you want your top three lines to go. You want those top two lines to go. You want Shannon O'Reilly to be eating up a lot of ice time, because the more these top players eat up ice time, the more in a rhythm they get, the more of a flow get to the game. So ideally, you want those top two going. If they're not going, though, I think Craig Berube's shown that he is happy to put out that fourth line. He will throw them out in tough situations, D-zone faceoffs. I wouldn't be surprised tonight if those top two aren't going as well as he like. You're going to see Barbashev out there against Crosby in a defensive zone faceoff tonight. Yeah,
I just have a feel. I got a feeling. Wasn't it Ben Crenshaw in the Ryder Cup in 91? I got a feeling. But I got a feeling that 17, 10, and 91 line is going to get her going in this one here. It's just one of those games. It's a competitive game. It's a look across the way and measure yourself up against, the greatest player in the game today. And in the 4,000th game of the Blues history, someone's going to be a hero.
Someone's going to have to be a hero.
Do you know what the score was in the first game?
Oh, God, no, I don't.
So, hold on, I wrote it down. It was October of 2000, and let me see. Anyway, it was 2-2. Minnesota North Stars.
Okay. We were just wee little guys. We were just wee little guys back then.
Yes, we were. I'm looking forward to this one.
I'm excited.
Okay, so you got any scoops from Pittsburgh side for me?
I got a couple, but I'll talk to you after we're off the air.
Oh, I love that. I
want to save it for you for tonight for Fox Sports Midwest.
Sounds good. Show. This place is going to be jumping.
It's going to be exciting.
Holy jumping.
It's going to be a sellout. Penguins in town.
Oh, absolutely. Great crowd against the Buffalo Sabres, and the Blues responded with a great effort. This is one to build on right here. So two hot teams going at it. We look forward to it. On 6:30, it's on KMOX, that 50,000-watt blowtorch with Chris Kerber and Joe Vitale right here, the former Pittsburgh Penguin and St. Louis area. What high school did you go to here, huh?
CBC.
Oh, of course you did. Okay. I had to ask that,
Thanks,
right?
Buddy,
okay, big guy.
whenever I can plug CBC, I always try to.
You got it.
You set me up for that one.
John Kelly and I've got the call at 7 o'clock on Fox Sports Midwest. Bernie and Scott on the pregame show. Hope you enjoy your day, and hope you enjoy the evening tonight. Should be a good one. For Joe Vitale, I'm Darren Pang. Good night, everybody.